Well, I feel like I have survived a, I don't know, earthquake. I call it earthquake, hurricane, force of destruction, max. Actually, I'm not quite sure if I've survived it yet. So Nathan and Dan are having their day at Volcano Bay. And here's what I've done so far with this crazy lunatic child. I dropped them off at Volcano Bay, and then we went to Disney Springs. Max likes to get out of the stroller, and when you have two people, it's okay. I mean, it's still hard, but at least there's two of us. But when there's one of you, and you got to push the stroller and carry him and try to shop, it's very, very complicated. So I ended up buying a few things, surprisingly. One didn't fit me because I couldn't try it on, and now I don't know how I'm going to get it back, return it, exchange it. I don't know. It's the thought of going back to Disney Springs feels overwhelming, but so he's just wandering the room eating things they shouldn't be eating. I don't know what he's got right now. And so then when I drove back from Disney Springs, he fell asleep in the car. So I stayed in the car for like an hour while he slept. And that was my nice quiet time. I had a nice view of the monorail going by. I was in the Polynesian parking lot. And then, I scared him. And then now I'm just waiting. I came back to the room and I ordered food from Captain Cook's. And that was hard too because I had to take him in the stroller, go all the way to Captain Cook's. We've got one of the buildings that's furthest away. He kept climbing out of the stroller. And I gave him my phone. I gave him like treats. So I was doing this at Disney Springs, all kinds of things. I got the food, brought it back. We ate in the room. And then now we've just been like running around. He's been running around the room with total freedom while we wait for Dan and Nathan. It's almost 3 o'clock. Resort Day has really become Volcano Bay Day, which is fine because it's fun. It's so much fun. It's one of the greatest water parks I've ever been to. So I'm glad they're having a good time. And when they get back, I'll probably go over to the pool for a little while and maybe have a drink. Really? What do you have to say about that? Yeah. So there's where we're at. I did buy some treats for Dan and Nathan and myself. I got Sprinkles cupcakes. And I went into Goofy's Candy Company, but they weren't, I guess due to COVID, they don't make they dip the pretzels and dip the marshmallow. You can't make your own. But I ended up buying a couple things there that were pre-made. Of course, they don't even really pre-make those treats anymore. So they're just the same bakery treats from the other confectionaries around the parks and resort area. So that wasn't as fun as I was expecting, but I went in anyway because I haven't been there in so long. I made a mistake though because I went to Disney Springs and I was like, I only have so much time to get to the World of Disney before he climbs out. But it didn't occur to me that I should run over to Gideon's, get in the virtual queue to get some cookies and then go shopping. And it didn't occur to me till I was passing on the way back and I saw Sprinkles on one side and Gideon's on the other and I was like, oh, should have gone to get Gideon's. At that point, this kid is, look at me, he's going to the shower now. I couldn't get in the virtual queue. I couldn't wait. I had to get in the car and I was over his crazy climbing out of the stroller. So that's where we're at. This is where we're at. What are you doing? Send help.
We're at Volcano Bay. It's Volcano Bay Day. Yeah, we had to put our phone in the locker, and so.
We were trying to figure out if we wanted to go to Volcano Bay.
Oh, we knew we wanted to. We just had to get out of the room and get going. So.
Yeah, so we didn't really make one. It's already lunchtime. So
Yeah, we're here grabbing lunch. We're waiting for our mobile order. Nathan's pizza's ready, and I'm getting like a pulled pork sandwich.
And we went on Krakatoa to Aqua Coaster.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Krakatoa, I highly recommend it. We had to wait a little over an hour. It broke down twice while we were waiting, but it finally was ready. And while we were waiting, we went on the green slide where you go on together, like two in a tube.
And we also went on the something race.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like where there's like four slides that kind of race each other, and they go around in a tube, and you go. It's like body slides. There's no inner tubes for that one.
Polynesian resort. saw that.
Yeah, it's like a slide you get at a resort, but obviously longer and faster. And then we went in the lazy river, and then we went in the rapids river where you just wear like a life vest and go around. We did that like 2 or 3 times. And then we just tapped in. We have 15 minutes. We're gonna go on the Ika Moana, which is like a big family slide. And then we might after that go on the wave pool. So that's kind of our plan right
I'm
now.
excited for the wave pool.
Yeah. And then we'll see. There's a couple other slides we're gonna try to hit before we have Becca come pick us up. She dropped us off this morning, and then she went to Disney Springs, and she's back at the Poly now. I think Max fell asleep, so now we're just gonna have our lunch. Enjoy your pizza, and then we're gonna put the phone back in the locker, unfortunately. But we're having a good time. Volcano Bay is a lot of fun. Definitely recommend making a trip out here if you're ever here. Just wings.
See you play.
Time to play.
Hooray! Oh, there he's going. So, overall, Kona dinner. Pretty disappointing.
Not good.
So the wings were really
Very
salty.
salty.
Terrible.
Very over salted.
I had rainbow sushi, and I thought it was the most tasteless sushi I've ever had in my entire life. Like literally no flavor whatsoever.
Mine was surf and turf, and so it had a lot of things in it, and it was okay. It was mediocre at best.
Yeah.
The flavors were not popping. All those flavors together should be really good, and they weren't.
I don't know what was in my sushi, but there was something in it. Like I know there was a shrimp, there was a salmon, and then there was a whitefish, which is, I don't remember what it was. But when I ate that one, sometimes when you eat sushi, you know, you get like that slimy feeling, and you're like, oh god, I don't like the texture of this. But then the taste makes it okay.
Yeah.
Because there was no taste, it was just the slimy texture. And I was like,
So it was
ew, ew,
legit
ew.
texture problem.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, and I actually threw these wings on because the sushi wasn't a lot, it wasn't
Yeah.
great. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw in some wings so I could be
Thinking
full.
wings will be good.
And as you can see, you had one, I had one, and
I didn't even
I'm,
eat my full
I'm
one.
done.
It was so salty.
And now I'm gonna have to tell her because she's gonna be like,
Like, no,
this-
nothing was
this-
good. She asked us how our food was, and we're like, it was fine.
What
Hey,
is it?
what are you yelling about? You want my
You
sunglasses?
can't have this. This is icky. This is icky and it's sticky.
Icky sticky.
You can have that.
Little baby.
So, overall, Kona breakfast has gone downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a big fan of my pancakes. They were kind of flavorless as well. Which Kona used to be my favorite breakfast place, and I didn't love
And we
it.
always do it like our last day. Of the
Yeah, it was always our last breakfast. Come have a big Kona breakfast because we wouldn't go to a park. Here.
trip. You know what?
Space Mountain right there. It's pretty cool. And the electrical water pageant is happening. There's the pool. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and Nathan and I are swimming after Nathan's day at the Volcano Bay with Dan. He's very sunburned and doesn't really want to be in the water anymore. But Dan's trying to put the baby to bed, so we kind of have to stay here for a while. I went down the slide. It's very, very dark. It's like a dark tube, and I was kind of scared. But I did it. It's a really nice little area.
It's past 2 o'clock.
Max